Kenny Holt, my man, how you doing?
Well, Randy, can you feel it in the air? Like Phil Collins, can you feel it? Love is in the air.
Yeah, it's Valentine's Day, man. February 14th. We got 1 hour left of the 14th, so
Yeah,
tomorrow is a brand new day, brother. A brand new day.
tomorrow's a brand new day to see if you made it. You made the cut, but also we got heat. You can feel it in the air tonight, baby.
Yes, we do.
Any of season, you can feel it.
Um, if you're joining myself and Kenny Holt here on this Friday night, February 14th, first of all, we thank you. We appreciate you following SmackDown. Any questions or comments or feedback from what you saw tonight or anything that happened, during the week, hit us up in the chat. We are live on YouTube and X. Follow Kenny on Twitter at Kawabunga_K_E_N. Myself, Randy J. Cruz, RENDY, letter JCRUZ. Find the podcast on SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, also on Amazon Music. Go to youtube.com/Cruise Control Podcast. Go ahead, download, rate, comment, subscribe, like, all that good stuff. Show some love and support for your boys on the program. Also, very, very brand new. I want to pull this up. So
What
we
up?
got some 2 out of 3 Falls podcast t-shirts now, courtesy of our boys up at prowrestlingtees.com/cruise control. So all of you 34 people who are watching so far, first of all, we thank you. You want to go cop a shirt? prowrestlingtees.com/cruise control. I might pull this up to show you guys how it looks just real quick. I was able to get this up during the week. Very thankful. Let's see what happens. But this is how the shirt looks. So those who are I'm gonna get that stupid line out the way.
The brand is strong,
There you
baby.
go. There you go. Even better. 2 out of 3 Falls podcast tee is now on prowrestlingtees.com/cruise control. Again, go ahead, show some love and support for your boys on the program. Again, we're doing this live on Twitter, X, and YouTube. Any questions, comments, feedback for SmackDown, hit us up in the chat. If not, Kenny and I will talk for the foreseeable future until 12 a.m. All right, Kenny. So let me get this back up and running. Let's boy.
Support the
See
brand,
now.
y'all. Support the brand. Thank you
That's
very
right.
much.
That's right. There we go. All right, Kenny. So we just saw some SmackDown, so a lot to get into. Okay, so we now I'm like, I don't know where to start, which is a good
Man.
problem to have. I guess we'll start backwards. It was the main event, triple threat. The winner goes to Chamber on March 1st, but between Jacob Fatu, Braun Strowman, and Damian Priest.
Right.
Priest wins the match. We have a lot of shenanigans going on where Solo came back. He attacked Braun Strowman. He thought Jacob was gonna go for the W, and then Cody Rhodes in his windbreaker runs down. And listen, Cody, why do you have the windbreaker on indoors? Like, bro,
Hey,
every time he runs out, he got the fucking windbreaker on, right? Or am I bugging?
I mean, he might be bringing back, those 90s, 2000 vibes, bringing out the windbreaker, maybe
Oh,
Reebok or so. I don't know.
oh, it's like, hey, listen, I think I'm done for the night, guys, and then boom. Ah, I
One
gotta
thing
run back
about
up.
Cody, he's always going to show up after the suit. He's going to put on the sweats and the windbreaker.
I respect it.
I mean, yeah.
So then he comes out, he helps out Braun, and then Tonga comes out, and then
Solo came.
Solo came, he's doing his thing, and then somehow I think Jacob goes to hit Cody, but he hits Tonga, right?
Oh, that was a Solo. Yeah, Solo went to go give the spike to Cody.
Oh, okay, so it was Solo.
Yeah, and then he ended up hitting Tonga.
Okay.
When Jacob came out just upset, like, what the hell are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing? So
And then all in all, Damian wins the match.
yes.
So the Chamber field is Cena, Punk, Logan, Drew, Priest, and obviously it'll be Seth Rollins come Monday night.
Yeah.
So that'll be your Chamber match, which is I think a fucking damn good match. You're seeing the cracks within that that bloodline with Jacob and Solo. Solo told Jacob, "I love you." Jacob didn't say, "I love you back." So we're seeing the tides turning amongst those two. For what I saw, the ending, I think we're gonna get Cody and Solo again, probably at Chamber. You're probably gonna get Jacob and Braun one more time at Chamber, and obviously Damian will be in the Chamber match, which would lead into possibly Jacob and Solo at WrestleMania. So, what was your thought on the overall ending of SmackDown?
I thought the ending went very well. I thought it could have went any way. Like, even though a lot of us predicted Priest was going to win,
Mm-hmm.
the chamber with all the former champions in some way,
Yeah.
it really shows that you almost thought Jacob had an opportunity to win it because he took them both. Like, he was so good. The crowd loved him so well. And
Mhm.
you just see it right there. He's talented, just raw,
Yeah.
talented, and just very, very much. He's already got some good, cut a good promo. He can really just wrestle. It's just really just up from here. And it would have been amazing to see. I think him working in that chamber match would have been good, especially, because he's someone who has something yet. He doesn't have the credentials yet, but he's already have so much against him. So
Mhm.
that will be so much of an advantage because he's dangerous.
Yeah.
But I'm interested to see, what happens with Jacob and Solo, the miscommunication, especially we saw later on earlier tonight.
Yeah.
Solo returns, and we already knew Jacob Fatu for his already lines famous "I love you, Solo."
That's
But
right.
hey, man, I told you before, Randy, Anakin Skywalker surpassed Obi-Wan Kenobi. Jacob
Mhm.
Fatu has surpassed Solo Sokoa, but
Yeah.
I don't think Solo's ready to loosen those reins. But in this case, he knows Jacob is too dangerous, and the dog is off the leash. And since the werewolf is off the leash, and
And to your point, I think it is still too early for Jacob. I think he would have had a field day in the chamber. That's just like
oh
his own
yeah,
fucking
oh yeah,
little playhouse for him. Like he would have went off. But I like the slow burn with him and Solo. I mean, it's like, what else are they gonna do at WrestleMania besides fight themselves? Does that mean that Jacob and Tonga are like good? Jacob gets cheered every time now.
yeah. So
Um,
it's Tonga, yeah.
so it's not like a full blown heel face turn. But I assume come Vegas and WrestleMania, the crowd is gonna cheer fucking Jacob to the top of their lungs. But now, does that make him and Tonga faces going forward? Like, it's kind of hard to like see them um in that manner, or are they gonna just be cheer, but they still do their regular bullshit?
I think that's gonna happen. I think there's gonna be because as great as they are, we recognize them, but I think they're still gonna be,
Mm,
complete heels. The
yeah.
mercenaries. So as much as we love how they are. The crowd,
Yeah.
like I said, if they are WrestleMania, they're gonna get the pop. They're gonna get all of that. But
Mhm.
I think it's still too early to pull the plug on their,
I got you.
on their heel turn. So it's pretty much it's pretty much gonna be the same way.
Hmm.
I don't think you're gonna pull the plug on that. I think they're gonna still run its course and see what happens. Maybe Tonga, Jacob might get something within the tag team division.
Yeah.
So imagine those two as tag champions, wrecking shop. That'd be pretty good.
Oh yeah, I hear
That's
you.
a new start. I could see that. I could see that. They'll actually make the tag champions more strong, relevant to now.
Hmm.
So I think that could be really working well with that. So keep them on. Still too early to pull the plug on them, man.
So let's say you do get Cody and Solo at Chamber.
Okay.
Um, I think it'd be more interesting if Jacob makes Solo lose than Cody with another clean pin over Solo. Like, it has to be something where it's again. Cody would have been off for a whole month without the title being defended. So it's like, all right, we'll give you Solo, but I think it might add more if Jacob somehow
what
maybe goes to try to help Solo and it backfires, and then oh shit, or deliberately going out there and costing Solo the title so you can now build for Mania, because I assume Jacob will be on the card against Strowman.
yeah, or if you will have it, maybe Solo after we saw tonight, he might ask Jacob to assist him for Chamber, but
Mhm.
Jacob's like, who are you? This isn't how you like, who are you? This isn't you before. Now
Yeah.
you need my help. Like you couldn't handle it on your own.
Mhm.
You're begging, so you're not who it is. I'm all gas, no brakes.
That's
You're just all limited. Your
right.
brakes are showing. Like, I know toss up, but I think Jacob's really gonna like probably expose and see who Solo is.
Mhm.
So this just shows more of breaking the independence. Maybe Solo is going to be by himself, or hence Solo, no pun intended. But
Yeah.
Jacob and Solo, something at WrestleMania. That's
Right.
going to happen. I think that's going to happen after Chamber. So Jacob,
Um.
Jacob is going to screw over Solo, but I think Solo is going to screw himself over because he can't get it done, and Jacob's going to see like you're a fraud.
Yeah. Like you're a liar, man. You're nobody. My only fear would be is like what they do with Solo after WrestleMania. Like if he's taking L's to Roman and Cody, and then Jacob, and it's all right. Like, can you really believe in him? Like, can he to believing in him? Like he can go out there and get a dub against someone on the top of the card. Like that's gonna be the pecking order is going down for Solo.
Maybe mid card, he might get a mid card title. Or I said before, he might join with someone
Solo gonna be like with the LA Knights and the Miz and the Nakamura's of the world.
go there just to go back up. I think maybe a tag title thing as well. Maybe he just needs to reinvent himself. I mean,
Mhm.
away from the bloodline after he gets knocked down, and then he'll remerge.
Yeah,
Eventually he'll come back. So I think that'll be fine.
yeah.
We've seen some good with that.
For those of you, I think we got 70 people who popped in. Thank you.
Mhm.
Anybody got a question, comment, feedback regarding SmackDown? Hit us up in the chat, whether you're watching on YouTube or on Twitter, X, youtube.com/cruise control podcast. I think we're 2 away from 500. I've been saying this for
Please help us, everyone.
I've been saying it
Please.
for a while now. Just let us get to 500. Also, I'm gonna keep doing this. ProWrestlingTees.com/cruise control. We got the 2 out of 3 Falls podcast t-shirt up and running on the site. So whether it be 1 or 10 or 100, doesn't matter. Appreciate your love and support.
The bag
Okay,
is strong.
yeah, man. We got to, just shit. I gotta get one myself. I ain't got one.
Man, I'm gonna buy it. I'm gonna support. I ain't taking no
I heard you're buying 10. Is that true?
I mean, I'll buy probably two, one black, one white. But one
Only
thing,
black. Only black. Only black.
hey,
Only black.
always bet on black, baby. John
That's
Cutter.
right.
John
Snipes.
Cutter.
Okay, so we're going backwards. All right, so Charlotte, she picked Tiffany Stratton for WrestleMania, which we kind of all fucking knew was
Right.
gonna be the deal. So Stratton had a championship match against Nia Jax. She won by DQ.
Right, right.
Interference from Candice
Candace already, yeah.
LeRae, which then found Trish Stratus involved to help out Tiffany. So it's going to be Tiffany and Trish against Nia and Candice at Chamber because it's in the hometown of Trish Stratus, Toronto, Ontario,
Yeah.
and this is her 25th anniversary, which I
Yeah.
didn't know.
When she came in.
So now she comes back. She wasn't going to be in the chamber, so at least you get her on the card, and she a little tag team match her and Tiffy, Nia and Candice. Then you go on to Tiffy and Charlotte Flair, and she just sat down in the middle of the ring like, "Yo, this is my shit. This is my ring. I'm the queen. Oh, get up, wake up, Tiffy. Come on, let's go.
Link once if you could
Blink once if you can hear me. Come on."
yeah,
She had that persona like, yo, get up, man. You child, get up.
by the way,
Yeah.
I'm coming for your title.
I see you at WrestleMania. It's about to get on and popping. So that means the women's chamber. Oh, also Naomi, she's now in the
Qualified,
chamber.
yeah, yeah.
So it's Bailey, Naomi, Liv, Alexa, and Bianca.
We
That's
still,
5.
we're still waiting for the winner between Raquel and
Oh,
I forgot Raquel and who's she facing?
I don't know. Raquel
Who's this?
and
It's on Monday. It's
somebody from Raw.
yeah, it's Raw. Raquel's in there. She's going to face shoot, it's not coming to my mind.
Oh boy,
It's,
it's
it's going to
tough.
pop up. Yeah, yeah. That's how's it going to be?
Hmm.
So I think that with Trish coming back, I think for one, it's going to be a good like mentorship for Tiffany Stratton. I mean, who else to get anything better to than get a idol, let alone a
Yeah,
legend in WWE. I'm sure she probably looked up to Trish Stratus. Last time we saw Trish, she pulled off that great
yeah.
Hell in a Cell that excuse me cage match with Becky.
Hmm.
So that would be pretty good. Learning curve with Tiffany. So letting the legends go. Tiffany, Trish versus Nia Candice. So I think this might be something maybe sparks within WrestleMania. Now I'm saying this probably later on. If I was to say maybe further on, if Trish's longevity in it, Trish could probably maybe have one more match. She might go up against Tiffany.
Hmm.
Sometime maybe even towards SummerSlam. That could be pretty
Okay.
interesting. Or
Hmm.
maybe against Charlotte. So
I'm
I
trying to
think
find out who's supposed to be the fifth. I mean, the sixth, aside from Raquel, who she's supposed to face.
yeah, that's what I'm looking at too.
I'm like, yo, what's up, man? Who she fighting? Or it could be one of those, um, last minute changes. Or come on, who is she supposed to?
Oh, Roxanne Perez.
Oh, okay. I thought Roxanne was already out. Okay, yeah, I think it's Roxanne then.
Yeah, Roxanne's gonna go.
Roxanne.
Respect to Raquel, but
That's right.
Roxanne's the new upcoming person, so I
That's a,
think that should be really well.
that's a fact. Uh, Speaking of the aforementioned, like Naomi's and Bianca's, so
Yeah.
they thought they had some new information regarding who attacked Jade. I thought we were gonna really be like, oh shit, they got the fucking film,
Oh, we got
and
film, but go ahead.
they got some film of like two people walking away from the ambulance. It was Liv and Raquel, which everybody on social and across the world was like, yeah, it's not Liv, it's not Raquel. Don't lie to us. We know it's somebody else. Um, but I assume by the chamber we're gonna find out that it's not Liv and um Raquel. That I think it's gonna come down to Bianca and Naomi.
Naomi.
Bianca and Naomi.
Yeah, man. I feel like, they had to give us because everyone was just asking when we gonna
It's too long, bro. Yeah, bro.
so
It's
long.
November. That's like you, God forbid, get hit by something, and 5 months go by. Hey, what happened to Kenny? I don't know, man. Just no footage. Nah, just bad day. Like not nobody got one camera out there to see what happened with Jade, who pushed her, or who
This
attacked
ain't
her.
this ain't 1984. Like, come on, man. We got
Yeah, and
CCTV,
it's like, oh, the
TV.
footage we have them walking away. I'm like, yeah, whatever, dude. Okay, yeah. So
So
they're being set up, but and they Bianca and Naomi was like, yeah, I knew it was them. I told you,
everyone thought it was me and
yeah, like,
everything.
but I'm telling you, man, at least by the chamber, they gotta do something, bro.
We got some smoke and mirrors going, and it's
Man,
some
smoke.
illusion. This is smoke and mirrors. So I feel like whoever sent that footage, i.e., maybe someone that was in that room, just sent the footage to keep someone appeased because they still were pushing the envelope. So they sent footage of what they wanted the person to see.
Yeah.
Now, that either Bianca or Naomi, like,
Mm.
how would it be you just send footage? this footage is sent after the incident occurs, and
Exactly. Yeah, bro. First of all, you mad late.
you show two parties who you have beef with happen to walk away. Yes, you got beef with Raquel and Liv.
Yeah.
Now, that doesn't mean that because they're there, doesn't mean that they were the ones who committed the
Yeah.
crime.
They probably said, "Oh shit, what's going on over there? Oh, Jay, oh, all right," and
Now,
just
of
walked
course,
off. Like,
they're gonna mock and do so because that's them. But
yeah,
evidence doesn't apply. We were talking last week, law and order. We have no evidence. IC will not approve.
that's
Okay.
right. That's right.
So I say this, Randy. I say this is going to happen. Liv and Raquel are going to unite again, be tag champions. They are going to take the titles from Naomi and Bianca.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's where the friction really comes in. And guess what? The real footage, i.e., around SummerSlam 2002 or 3,
Mm-hmm.
we're going to get that infamous line. Either you're damn right it was me, Bianca, Jade, or
Mm-hmm.
you're damn right it was me from Naomi. So,
Hmm.
I think that's going to happen. We're going to see the downfall of Raquel and Liv are going to be tag champions.
Yeah.
Naomi and Bianca are going to have some type of discomfort. Jade, I think she's going to reveal herself. And she's going to do that probably after Chamber. And then we're going to have that little showdown that's going to come up to WrestleMania.
And I was just gonna ask you because they mentioned, oh yeah, we're gonna see them on Raw on Monday. Like, would you do the reveal, the return of Jade on a Raw, or do you hold off another two weeks until Chamber?
I say you hold off to let them build a little confrontation and beef, and then they'll
Mhm.
probably do something against the tag titles. I mean, they still are fighting for Chamber. Maybe they'll lose the tag titles 2 weeks before Elimination Chamber on the show on the Raw, and then they have to face each other in the Elimination Chamber. So that's already friction right there. And then possibly return of Jade if they do not win, or if Bianca wins, and that's really going to create something too.
And that's why I feel that both Naomi and Bianca being in the Chamber,
That's going to create something
like you fucking
with
Jay's gonna
Liv.
pop out and like just bolt the fucking door open. Or something like I think the tag titles come off before Chamber. I think that they go into the Chamber, um, no longer champions, and then Jade just comes out and she just
Goes after. Well, she stays face
fuck
to
yeah.
face. I don't think she fights anyone, but
No,
I think she'll go there and like create. She'll probably stand there and create a shock between both of them, which is going to make them cost and lose
Mhm.
their chamber spot.
Yeah.
So, and then we're going to get later on. That's going to lead up to WrestleMania. Who was the one that did it? Then the footage reveals itself. Then next thing you know, the storm is coming.
That's right. The storm is coming.
Hey, I don't know what type of storm Jay's going to bring, but it's going to be
Oh, the
cats,
fucking hurricane.
dogs, Hurricane
Mhm.
Katrina, respectfully, tsunamis. I'm talking about hail and storm,
Yeah.
snowstorm, blizzard, where Mayor Bloomberg doesn't close down school, blizzard,
Oh,
that type of stuff.
never. He'll never
So,
close down school, bro.
but I think that's gonna happen, man. Jay's gonna come, wreck shop. I still think is I still possibly is gonna. I think Bianca's gonna win the chamber,
Yeah.
but it's going to possibly be Bianca's turn.
Mhm.
Bianca's turn, and then we're gonna get a little flip, and then Naomi's probably gonna side with Bianca. Then Jade is solo dolo.
So let me ask you this. If
What's up?
Jade returns, all right, here we go, 30, 24, 40. If Jade returns at the chamber,
Okay,
and obviously in the path that we have is Bianca winning chamber going to WrestleMania to get Rhea.
right.
If she comes back at chamber and she gets somewhat involved, like she's like physical, like let's say she attacks Naomi, do you think the crowd would cheer that on? Or it's like, would they boo Jade? Because now somebody has to be. again, if Naomi attacked Jade, I think Naomi will be the heel in this scenario.
Right.
But if Jade comes out storming and nobody knows what's going on, there's no footage and no nothing, and she just pows Naomi, but you know why she's doing it. And does the crowd react like, oh shit, boo, or like, oh shit, yo, it's crazy? Like, how do you think they should react?
I think that you might have a reaction of who and whom. Like, I feel like if you have Jade attack too quickly, it's not going to be a good reaction. It's not going to be a good. It's not going to be good. Set
She got
thriller.
to be like backstage. Someone says like, oh, why you here?
It's got to be like some
She's
type
got
of
to say, I know who attacked me, and that bitch is in the fucking chamber.
yeah,
I'm gonna get now. You're down to 6 people.
yeah. So you really got to like set the tone, and you can't just have her come out guns blazing without anything. So
Yeah,
the thing is, you got to be careful with this because we all wanted Jade to come back, but how you bring her back to whoever it is, you don't want to make it seem like, oh, everyone's gonna boo Jade when she's the villain, when really she's the one that was attacked.
yeah,
And
she's the victim.
yeah, you don't want so you got to be careful of how you approach this. You don't want to attack too soon, and but you also don't want to have her just do this when it's like too late into it. So I think you really just got to like play it off and just make it seem 50-50. We already know Jade can wrestle, but
Yeah,
how she approaches it and how she delivers it, that will really determine like, where the crowd will side with her to in this whole thing. Will this beef, like the duration of this beef, is it gonna just be for WrestleMania 1 PLE, or is this something that hopefully they want to push for like either 2 or 3 months afterwards, and then we're gonna have matchups after this?
I think for me, I just wish the payoff is like good enough that we don't be like, oh, we waited 6 months for this.
Yeah,
Like, just the payoff has to be like,
it has.
it's the promo work. Aside from the wrestling, it's the story. All right. So can Jade hold her own on the mic for this rivalry? Can Naomi hold her own on the microphone and just go back and forth with John, back and forth? Like, I want the payoff to be dope for both of them.
The history, the payoff, them being together. And yeah, like you said before, Jade comes out. She has to like now. This is a work like her being her own, but I think she's gonna. I'm hoping. I know that she's probably gonna. I think that time she's about to deliver something. So the storm's coming, and let's see what Jade's going to bring in the forecast. Naomi, Naomi's about to show again, like, or Bianca. They're gonna show again, like, yo, who they were before. All three of them are good independent people. I mean, Bianca and Naomi, more history with
Yo,
them.
that'd be dope too, bro. Like,
Yo,
let's say in this situation, let's say Bianca, Bailey, and let's say one more person and Naomi are like the final four. And then let's say that they're showing Naomi getting real close to like a pinfall, and like the fucking lights go out, the storm, and
she
now,
stands there and don't do
eh,
nothing.
but either A, she could stand there, or B, I don't know how they would do it, but like, what if she fucking comes like she can't with the chamber,
She pops up in the
she
ring
can't
or
pop
in the
in the ring
glass.
because the chamber they cover the edges, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So that'll be tough for her to actually like wait under the ring the whole time and then pop up. But um, yeah, I'm just trying. I'm trying to be different, unique of how you present her. Like, she could be on top of the ramp like this, like, oh shit. But then like, nah, you gotta scrap. You gotta like do something like, oh shit, I'm coming for her. Yeah, fuck that. Yeah, she took me out for X amount of months. Like that's what I mean with the whole payoff. It has to be like Jay got to get physical night that on that night.
I feel like you gotta wait. If you do that, if Jay gets physical before we see the footage, then it's like, oh, okay, but
Oh, but
If
I got the footage. I'll show you. I'll show you on Monday. Boom. This is why I did what I did.
I feel like you show the footage of the event, like how we saw with
Or
Shawn and Triple
you
H.
got it.
You do that, and then it builds up to that because that
Naomi
was
is
good.
wrestling. Naomi's in the ring. She's in the chamber.
Okay.
The screen goes on with the footage.
Oh, the
Like he's
screen
like
was on
one,
the
two, and then
you did it,
this footage, the actual footage, and she's like in the ring, like staring at this shit, and then you see it, and then Jay got to pop. She got to pop out.
or what if Bianca may see that the next thing you know, like, what is this? You did it?
That's right.
The next thing you know,
And then give it a look, like the up and down look, like
that she's in disbelief. And
yeah,
next thing you know, she's eliminated. She's not even eliminated by Bianca. She gets eliminated by
like
someone else. And
Bailey or Alexa.
yeah, and then then next thing you know, Bailey's probably involved. Like, that's my friend. What do you mean? You know what? I never liked you in the first place, Bailey. Why are you in this? See? See how that all can play out?
She tells Bailey that, or Bailey tells Naomi that.
Because Bailey's gonna stand up for Naomi. That's her friend. So
Right, but now if Naomi's caught red-handed,
if Naomi's caught, but Naomi to a fault is still Bailey to a fault is gonna try to stand up for Naomi, but Bianca's gonna be like, yo, you took out our friend, and then Bailey wants to butt her nose into this. Yo, I never liked you, Bailey. The next thing you know, we got more heat. This all can go back
why
to
is Bailey catching strays?
she's defending Naomi. She's
Yeah, but I'm saying if I'm Bailey and I see, and let's say the footage pops up, fuck that defending shit. Like this is what you did. Now you wilding.
but she's defending her to a fault now. Yeah, this could be Bailey, switching, turning on Naomi. Then Naomi becomes, oh, I thought you were my friend.
Mhm.
How you doing that? I'm just saying. I feel like on either way that can go for Naomi. It can go A and B, and it can still turn out pretty well.
Mhm.
Oh, A, friends turn on you. You thought you're by yourself, and next thing you know, B, Naomi just lets it all out and just says, I know I did what I did for my reasons.
Yeah.
So I think that is
I'm
for
just
both
saying
sides,
if the
it's gonna step
participants
up.
find out during the match, ain't nobody gonna defend her.
Okay.
That's how it
So
should be.
so if you get that, Randy, and if it's that, do you do Naomi and Jade at WrestleMania? Or do
You
you
have no choice but to do it. Why am I doing this? To go overseas to go to Backlash?
do you do that, Naomi and Jade, or do you do, because all three of them, as you said before, do you do a triple threat at WrestleMania?
No, just do Jade and Naomi.
Okay.
We have Bianca winning. That's our pick. So if she does win, no need for a triple threat. Because if you do a triple threat, that means you're gonna have Bailey Rhea, Alexa Rhea, Liv Rhea, Roxanne Rhea.
That's too early for that.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's just it's got to be Bianca. It's got to be
Okay.
Bianca, and it's got to be Naomi against Jade.
Mm,
And it shows how a whole year can change with them three with like a tag team last year, a 6-woman tag team last year
to
at
enemy.
WrestleMania, and you fast forward, oh shit, Tom
Now we
changed.
enemies. So
Yeah,
I think that's gonna be. I think this turned out really good, but I think we're gonna
which
get
can one day lead to Jade and Bianca.
which will be. It doesn't even have to be at Mania. I think it happened at maybe SummerSlam. What is in maybe
It's
a
got to
big
be Mania, bro. It's got to be Mania.
Mania. Really?
Yep, they can do it. They could do it, but by that time, Jay will probably be heel, then Bianca will still be face.
Mm,
Yeah. Um.
I can really go. Yeah. Tell us what you think, guys. What do you
So
think?
what else? Also, I think KO called out Sammy for Chamber.
Yes, and both of them, the Canadian boys. So that's gonna be pretty well. I think that's gonna be pretty well.
A good Canadian feel. See Bret Hart shirt. You know what I'm saying? I got the Canadian vibe going on today.
Oh, Randy, best. What would you? Who would you? Well, not discounting Brett. Who would you say is one of your? Who would you say is one top Canadian wrestler other than Bret Hart that came out for wrestling?
Edge
Edge. Okay.
is Christian Canadian. Canadian or he American?
Uh, yes.
You sure?
He was with the Un-Americans, so he's Canadian.
I will look it up. Christian Cage.
Christian Cage.
Oh, he's a Canadian actor. Yeah, so you're Canadian. Brett, Edge, Christian, Trish,
Trish. Okay.
Canadian.
Chris Jericho.
Benoit.
You don't have Chris Jericho in there?
I was getting Jericho.
Okay.
Jericho, Benoit, Brett, Trish, Edge, Christian.
Okay.
Who was from Canada?
R.I.P.
KO, Sammy,
KO and Sammy. R.I.P. Test.
Test. Okay. I
R.I.P.
think
Test.
Brett is number one.
Brett.
See,
You got Owen.
I mean Owen. I mean, yeah, now you count the whole family. Yeah, Brett, Edge, Jericho, Owen,
Benoit.
Benoit.
Mm.
Yeah.
Now, which one? All right, besides, Brett, you know what? I'll go to it. Randy, what sticks out to you about Bret Hart that really Randy is a true Bret Hart connoisseur fan.
That's right.
So, Randy, what really sticks out to you about Bret Hart and why do you have him as someone like the George Washington on your Rushmore? Like particularly in that era.
Um, the in-ring work, him holding the company down when he was champion, when they were doing the transition of the big guys, the big strong guys, the Warriors, the Hogans, and those kind of guys. And him and Sean ushered into that era of the smaller guys, the athletic, the in-ring on the mat work. Um, like just look, multiple time champion, uh, always a great match. He always made you look good in the ring. Not just about him. He could work with just anybody, a small guy, big guy, strong guy. Um, you know, the ultimate technician, aside from guys like Mr. Perfect or Kurt Angle and those guys, like Brett is the 1A of all those guys. Um, great mic work, great I love them as a heel in '97, but just staying true to the craft of the in-ring pro wrestling work. I think bar none, nobody's. It's gonna be on one hand how many people you put above Brett. So, how he's a fighting champion, world champion, never hurt. He'll fight anybody, no matter you're on top of the card or at the bottom. He'll fight first at a WrestleMania and even a main event at a WrestleMania. He'll do submission matches and he'll do whatever. So that was the consummate professional. That was the aura he had back in the day. But Brett, Brett's the man, bro. Brett's the man. Old school, traditional, but Brett's the man.
Favorite Bret Hart match that you will put that comes to your head? Not even top five. What's the first Bret Hart match that comes to your head? That's your favorite. That comes
Him and Stone Cold.
WrestleMania
13, WrestleMania
13.
13, yeah.
Okay. Dream match that you would have Bret Hart against that never happened.
Kurt Angle.
Kurt Angle. We said
Kurt
that
Angle.
before in Kurt Angle. Okay. Obviously, which Bret Hart, WCW or WWF Bret Hart?
Really?
I know.
Come on, man.
Okay.
WWF Bret Hart.
Who would you say?
And a guy who doesn't get enough credit for ushering the Attitude Era.
Bret?
Yes.
Mm.
Yeah. Before it was called Attitude. Like he was, bro. Do you know that Bret was the first guy to put his hands on McMahon?
He was Black Eye.
Before that.
Oh, you talking about that episode on Raw when he slapped the headset off his head?
Before that.
And which one am I talking about?
It was a cage match. him and him and somebody, and then McMahon got in the ring. So Brett, I know you're frustrated, and and then he pushed McMahon to the floor, and he said, "Yo, frustrated isn't the GD word for it. This is bullshit."
Oh, I remember
And,
that.
and he cussed that promo. Like I never seen this before. Stone Cold anybody. Like, Brett was the first one that got physical with McMahon. So this is what I'm saying. Like before the Attitude, before the DX and the Stone, Bret Hart was doing that shit months before all of that.
Mhm.
Before Mr. McMahon, before the screw job, before Stone Cold stunning McMahon in the Garden in September of '97. Like Bret was like Bret was on his bullshit, and I was like, oh, because he felt Shawn was, doing the bullshit. Oh, I don't want to fight you, so now I got to drop the belt, and I got a foot injury. Then it's Psycho Sid and Taker at WrestleMania. But it's funny how things work out because what was supposed to happen was Shawn and Brett at 13 for the rematch. That was,
Mhm.
according to him, that was supposed to happen. Did not happen. You get Brett and Stone Cold, and you have one of the all-time great matches at WrestleMania.
Mm.
So it's just funny how and weird how things work out. But yeah, man, he does not get enough credit for ushering the Attitude Era because you started. It was little clues of like, oh, they're changing the verbiage and this and that. Like, oh shit. But nah, Brett kind of spearheaded that whole thing.
Who do you think was Brett's favorite opponent, Michaels or Austin?
I think his favorite might have been the Stone Cold.
Mm.
Um, I mean, if you put the beef to the side, him and Sean, like
Oh, I mean, they still put on great magic still.
I think him and Austin. I think if you would pick, remember Brett picked Austin when he came back.
Mhm.
Like when I come back, I'm picking that guy. And he says, hey, when I saw Stone Cold in ECW and WCW, I'm like, yo, why don't you sign that guy? What, get him, sign Steve Austin. So then when he took off at the WrestleMania 12, his first opponent was Stone Cold, but he handpicked Austin. So it just kind of shows you like how much faith he had in Austin to come back like 6 months. You're rusty in the ring, Survivor Series to guard him. Like ain't many I'm gonna pick from. Sean was champion. He was getting Psycho Sid at the time, and Taker was in a program with Mankind. So I'm like, all right, I'll go with Stone Cold.
Austin 316. I mean, I feel like if anything, Austin 316 wouldn't been born if Bret Hart wasn't still at the top. That birth wouldn't have came. Austin probably would have not made that promo at the
I
King of
tell
the
you
Ring.
one thing, Ken. I tell you one legit thing. I
What's
know,
up?
don't know if you ever thought about it.
What's up?
Um, if we had a healthy Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania 14 against Stone Cold, I would have been like, yo, no problem, sign me up. But for the fact that Shawn was not 100%,
That's
Brett
right.
had left to WCW in November after the screw job.
Right.
If you were to rewrite a few things, I would have been like, Brett would have never left. And the true passing of that torch to Stone Cold would have been Bret Hart walking into WrestleMania 14 as champion, past Survivor Series, and then dropping the belt to Stone Cold at 14 because that was the rivalry. That was like, I lost at Survivor Series, I lost at WrestleMania 13, and then you had the rivalry with the Hart Foundation in that summer. Cooled off. I get Owen Hart, but when it's all said and done, to be champion, to get to you know win the rivalry, I gotta beat that man. I gotta beat Bret Hart. And if I ain't bugging, Stone Cold never beat Bret 1-on-1.
True.
Unless they had a in your house in the April, maybe a DQ. But I'm talking about a clean pin, a submission. then it's like, damn, Stone Cold could have got that off at 14 if Brett would have stayed. And then that's the true passing of the torch. Like, yo, I conquered Bret Hart at a WrestleMania, and I fucking won a championship. But you don't get none of that. You get Shawn and Shawn and Stone Cold, and it was what it was. Um, but to me, for me, I wish it was Brett in that spot
Mm,
to pass that torch rightfully to Stone Cold, because that was Stone Cold's biggest rivalry aside from The Rock.
that's one thing from the wrestling universe. If Brett never left WWF, if Shawn Michaels never really got that injury, so
Oh,
Brett would have still remained at top, heavy into the early Attitude Era. Michaels would have, possibly been in more regarding as the leader of DX, and then
yeah.
still probably in the championship race. So
We missed out on Shawn and The Rock because
yeah,
Shawn fucked the backup.
we never, that's crazy. Yeah, we never got that. We
You,
never
ne-
got
you,
a
you you never got Shawn and The Rock, and you never got Bret Hart and The Rock.
mm, man. There's a lot of matches we never
And
really
also
got.
Kurt Angle. So it was a lot that I mean, in hindsight, in real time, you're not thinking about that. Oh, my dream match would have been, but now you fast forward, you get older. Damn, man, Brett and then The Rock, Shawn Michaels and The Rock.
2000s Rock too. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
Brett and Jericho. Like, there was so much potential. Like, damn, so many matches you could have had. Obviously Brett Taker, and Brett Mankind, and Brett Kane. Like, Triple H still. Um, but yeah, that's that's one of those major what ifs to me.
Major what ifs. Bret Hart would have made it further into the late Attitude Era, into the 2000s.
Hmm.
So, hey man, I give the best there is, the best there was, the best there ever will be. And
That's right.
for one thing, man, a lot of it all transpires back to history.
Hey,
Bret
listen,
Hart,
if I can ever find Bret Hart, I will fucking email him tomorrow to try to come on for, like, yo, give me 15 minutes, bro. If I'll try to find an email, a DM, or somebody that might know him, and be like, yo, just put the word out for me. I just want to get him on before WrestleMania. That'd be dope.
hey, Bret Hart. All I say is
That's
this:
right, Hitman.
Hitman.
And you
Bret,
know what? That nickname was fire though. I think that's what drew me too, like the pink and black, and like, yo, oh, that's the Hitman, the
the
Hitman, the Hitman. Like, damn,
retro, the retro color, the electric guitar when you come out. Come on,
yeah.
the shades, the glasses.
The jacket, the shades, just like, oh, pink and black. Like, come on, bro. Anybody was wearing pink, unless you're Ultimate Warrior who was doing the outlandish colors. Anybody wearing pink, bro.
Brett, give Randy, give the cruise control, give 2 out of 3 falls, give us 10 minutes.
That's
I
right.
think we make it work.
Come on, Hitman. Come on, man. Come on, Hitman. Put us in a sharpshooter real quick. Oh, did I lose Kenny at the last second? There you go. All
Yeah,
right.
man.
Before you start sputtering again, are you excited for potential KO Sami Zayn at Chamber? And what kind of match? This can't be no regular one-on-one, right?
I say the match might be a 2 out of 3 falls. It might be a
Oh,
regular. I think 2 out of 3
okay.
falls. Yeah,
Or
I
like a
say you
last
give a
man
2 out of 3
standing or
falls.
some shit like that.
I say all right. You give you might give a street fight.
Yeah.
You might give a street fight or a regular match,
You can't
a
do no
cage
cage.
match. It might
The
be a
chamber's
last.
up there. You can't do a cage. The chamber is up there already. So,
I got a regular wrestling match, street fight, and then possibly a last man standing match.
oh, like one of those
That's
Canadian
how
street fights.
a Canadian street fight. Yeah, so Montreal street fight.
That's right.
So I think that would be because if it's out of those 3 matches, then it's got to be either a street fight or a last man standing
I
match.
think I think last man. You give me the book, I'm doing last man standing.
And we're gonna
Because
see
you know
that.
why? You know
What's
why?
up?
That means anything goes outside interference, and this is probably the way you have Randy Orton come back, and then you don't call Sami Zayn the match.
Bring back the Viper, baby. Bring back the Viper.
Yeah.
So that's
I
gonna
got a
happen.
I got a couple real quick hitters before we head out. Real quick. So I
What's
guess
that?
I got a lot happened this whole week. Rumor has it WrestleMania 42 might be in New Orleans. Like that?
Hmm.
Yes or no?
Hell yeah. The French
Okay.
Quarter and WrestleMania, Ben
Mhm,
Gay's hand grenades, WrestleMania. Hell
mhm.
yeah. That's
Yeah,
gonna be
I
amazing.
was I was there for 34. Very, but it was a lot going on. First of all, the weather was nice.
Yeah, you gotta have it
Um,
in the warm weather in
that's
the
where Joe and I met Stone Cold. We did the
yeah, with
funky
the infamous
thing.
finger, man.
That's right. A lot of conventions, a lot of meet and greets. Obviously, WrestleMania. This is before 2 nights, so that was just a one night WrestleMania. Um, I seen Demolition sign a Legends deal with the WWE. So that might be a sign that things are progressing on that side, and you could maybe hopefully see Demolition in the Hall of Fame. Speaking of Hall of Fame, Michelle McCool is going into the Hall of Fame.
Taker's wife.
That was on ESPN Get Up earlier today. So congrats to her. So
Big ups.
right now is Triple H and Michelle McCool the only ones that have been announced for the Hall of Fame. I would love to see Demolition get in there. There's a lot of people that should have fucking been in there a long time ago. It's just bullshit in the politics.
I think we're
Um,
gonna get 2 or 3 more people that's gonna be announced. I think
yeah,
3 more candidates are gonna be announced. Triple H probably gonna close out. He's gonna close out the end of the Hall of Fame.
of course.
So I think we're gonna get 3 more. 3 more candidates.
Two more things. We've seen the debut of Ricky Starks in NXT on Tuesday.
Man,
Coming from AEW, we saw the rumors that he was gonna get released, and 24 hours later, he's on NXT because also being let go, Miro, aka Rusev, and Aleister Black. So both, from what I see, might be headed back to the WWE probably before WrestleMania. So Ricky Starks on NXT. What do you think?
it was a big pop, a big reaction. Just a real quick thing. Wrestling follows everywhere.
Yeah,
And it was big time to follow. I know Jade was happy. She was like her
the best
best. He
friends.
said that was her best friend. They worked well together back in AEW. So she was real happy for him. So I'm interested to see how they're going to use him, how to play him. The AEW talent that comes, they come back, or they come
Mm,
to the WWE. So I'm just interested to see how they're getting utilized, and then we just don't always hear about their big introduction, but we actually see them actually being used and
mm.
they work with. So I'm just interested in that.
Yeah. I think I was at work and I saw it on my phone. Ricky Starks in NXT. So I know we're gonna see more of him. The Miro, Alistair Black could be interesting because there are, you know, it's just two guys that, not saying their own fault, but it just wasn't utilized properly. I think Black Alistair was used better than Miro, but that's not saying a whole lot. But I know when they come back home, it's just gonna be like, now does Miro go back to Rusev? I don't know. I'm sorry, Malachi Black. Does he go back to Alistair Black? I don't know. I don't know because they probably obviously they own the name, so they might go back to Alistair. They might go back to Rusev. Um,
I think you go back to Rusev because everyone knows him as that, and
and
I
then
think
and the potential of Rusev against Strowman and Jacob and and a lot of potential for him. To me, I think Alistair off rip Damian Priest is just the ideal
match
matchup.
that would
Um,
be pretty well.
like Finn Balor and those kind of people.
It
But
just gives
yeah,
more. It gives more, and you don't have to
yeah,
recycle the same stories, the same character, the same characters that you have. So it just gives a good change. Change it up. So I would say, hell, also bring it in,
Hey,
change it up, and bring in more stories. We need more stories.
it's good for them, bad for AEW because they keep losing people. Just in the last couple months, it's been Penta, it's been well, Jordan Grace came from TNA, right? And now Ricky Starks could be Miro, could be Black. I'm hearing they might just let Phoenix go at some point in time because it's like, dang, like who else you got over there?
It was interesting you say this. I saw a little thing earlier this week. Eric Bischoff was saying that AEW always gets they got all these top guys, but one thing is as soon as they bring them in, they bring in good. Everyone reacts to them.
It's for
Especially
the
when they come
pop, like
they
it's
get
for
the
the pop.
pop, they get the reaction, they get the sweet feeling. But after a while, they run dry. They have nothing. They have nothing left for them. Like, what do you
Mhm.
do with them? Now they just left there with nothing to do, and then you don't realize what do they do. Like
Mhm.
everyone recognizes them. They came from the other brand, but now what do you do? They're just stuck in limbo. That's what he was saying.
Yeah.
Such people like Edge, Christian Cage, Bobby Lashley. He's talking about John Moxley.
Mhm.
Like just great how their talents are, but they're not getting used. And then they really just turn on their major talent. He's like basically saying like they got all this, but they got all this talent, but they don't know how to use it. And next thing you know, they just are stuck in limbo and they're not used. Like he
Yeah.
used MJF, like he was at the top. Now, what happened to him? MJF's now like, yo, you were hurt. You were hearing so much about him. Now he's dropped so down in the rate in the rankings. You don't know what else can you do with him. How do you let something like that drop off? Um, yeah. Sorry about
I
your
think with
girl.
MJF, because me and Graham spoke about it a month ago. I think with him, he got hurt, and I think just trying to get his footing back, and I think he's might be in a program with uh Hangman, from what I saw on the clip on Wednesday. But we could talk about AEW on a different day. But I think we're at that point where it's like, yo, man, like we want you to be good and succeed, and it's like you guys ain't doing yourself any favors. Like
We don't want y'all
you're
to be
losing people at a rapid pace, and
y'all got all this
now
talent.
hold up, now they go to you put them in the hands of Triple H, and it's like, oh shit, like it's just more candy in the store, like, and it's like we're gonna how they make Cody look like top of the world, and then CM Punk is up here, and then Jade is still trying to get up there, like, oh, this is like okay. It's like, damn, like how can where was this person at in AEW? It just they just probably don't have the people that understand how to make the star because they coming in as a star already. You
Mm-hmm.
gotta build your own talent. They had it going, the MGFs and all that. It just after a while, it just got burnt out. But Omega, like MGF is homegrown AEW. You know what
Right.
I mean? But I would love for him to turn it around. And I'm surprised you mentioned Bischoff. Big fan of Bischoff over here. I mean, another guy that I would love to have on the show at some point in time because
Bischoff, Eric Bischoff, hit us up.
yeah, because of the whole Monday War, and he spoke about it ad nauseum already. But just seeing him and being able to beat McMahon, 83 weeks,
Mm-hmm.
that's a major accomplishment. And the talent and Rolodex you had back then is like,
Hey,
bro, and just
hey,
him being smart and just being creative and yeah, big fan of Bischoff over here.
hey, IE man. If anything is coming up, Eric Bischoff is the one that birthed the Elimination Chamber.
Yeah, I think that was storyline though.
Yeah,
I
but he created like the idea of doing the Elimination Chamber, which came out in Survivor Series.
No, but I'm saying that storyline, like, oh yeah, Bischoff was in. I created the chamber, but I think someone else behind closed doors probably thought about that, and that was like their what was it wasn't like a Hell in a Cell, but it was something that WCW, like their own war games
Match, yeah.
kind of thing. Watch
But
this. Hold up. Who created the Elimination Chamber?
the Siri watch wrestling.
I want the real answer. Like you telling me Triple H and Eric Bischoff, okay, but now is that really
I
like?
mean, Bischoff presented it on Raw, and that really gave something. So that was pretty good.
Yeah, yeah, but now you tell me I want the OG chamber.
Mm.
I
From
want the
WCW,
OG shit. Like, oh
from Ready to Rumble.
no, from 2002, the original chamber
Oh yeah,
structure.
yeah, that chamber. Oh my god, you had that. Bischoff also did the Raw Roulette. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Now that was good. And we saw, what was it, TLC 3? No, TLC 4. That was Kane, Hurricane Helms versus the Dudleys, Christian and Edge, Jeff Hardy and RVD, which led to Kane winning.
Hmm.
That was a good TLC match.
A lot of people were getting hurt, so that's why they added the padding, the padded to the steel floor on the chamber. So Taker, Sheamus, Rob Van Dam, Triple H all suffered some big time injuries. So concussion, Triple H fucked up his throat in '02.
Yeah, that was against Ross Van Dam's Frog Splash.
Taker with the pyrotechnics during his entrance. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, man. But
Yeah. I think I might be doing the post thing after Chamber, so that'll be kind of cool to do it right after the PLE. No watch party for that. So we're going right to Chamber 6 p.m. After that, boom, we get some people on, some reaction. So looking forward to that.
I'm game for it. I'm waiting for it, people. So the reaction is gonna come right at the Elimination Chamber, baby.
That's right. You can follow Kenny on social media, Twitter, X Kawabunga underscore E underscore. I'm sorry, I forgot.
Okay.
Hey, Kawabunga underscore K underscore E underscore N. Myself, Rainy J Cruz, RENDY, letter JCRUZ. Find the podcast on SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, also on Amazon Music, youtube.com/Cruise Control Podcast. Go ahead, download, rate, comment, subscribe, like, all that good stuff. Show some love and support for your boys
Yes,
on the
sir.
program. One more time, pro wrestling tees.com/cruise control. Again, pro wrestling tees.com/cruise control. We got the brand new 2 out of 3 Falls podcast t-shirt up and running. Appreciate your love and support, whether it be 1, 10, or 100. That's all that matters. Just want your support from the fans. Be back live Monday night following Raw.
On President's
Uh,
Day. Yes, sir.
and then maybe Friday after SmackDown. Not too sure about that one, but definitely after Raw on Monday. So, Kenny, I'll see you, man. Enjoy the weekend. I know what's happening soon.
Yes, sir. Be all good, man, and be well.
Yes, sir.